Well, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going through some novacolor acrylic paints that I have recently purchased to test out. So this is not your traditional swatch. I am taking these outdated CD labels and I am gonna swatch on these sheets because I just want to see what the colors look like. I want to kind of play with them a little bit. I also did get this texture paste and I wanted to do a little mixing with the paint and just kind of see how I like this as well. I ended up getting what novacolor calls a mid-century bundle. And these are small tubs, which I'm really excited about the fact that they have them in tubs rather than tubes. I do not like working with tubes. I always end up with paint everywhere. I just really like the tubs. And in a bundle, you get the 4-ounce tubs. So in this mid-century bundle, you get a Chromium Oxide Green, raw Umber Dark, Venetian Red, yellow Ochre, Cadmium Red Deep, the raw titanium matte in a matte, a blue green, a peach tone, and a neutral gray. So I am just going to put out a couple of these sheets, and if when I need more, I'll pull more out. That will just make some really fun fodder for future use. So I've got a brush and I've got just a plastic palette knife. The novacolor our paints are out of Culver City, and these are acrylic paints. So the first I'm going to show you is the Chromium Oxide Green. Now this is an opaque and it has a light fastness of 1. I haven't even really opened these yet. The other thing I really like about the tubs is you can really work out of the lids as well. So that is a lovely green. That is what I would call a natural green. That's really nice. I like. I'm gonna pull out a little texture paste. I've been excited to oh my gosh, look at how thick that is. That is lovely. It's so smooth. I wonder how, it seems to me like you can really get it quite lifted. We can even go a little bit further. That's gonna take forever to dry, but might as well play. All right, we're gonna come back to this green. And this is a raw Umber Dark. It's also opaque and has a light fastness of 1. The silicone spatula with this. Raw Umber Dark. That's like a chocolatey. It's just gorgeous. I'm gonna kind of bring it in here. And I'm just playing. I'm not doing a traditional swatching. So I really want to see what that looks like. Full up. And it's listed as opaque, but you can really get it pretty thin too and get some translucency out of it. All right, this is the Venetian Red, which is a red iron oxide that is opaque. That is kind of like a terracotta. That red iron oxide just has that lovely terracotta feel to it. I'm getting kind of a real wet brush and see. I'll pull it out a little bit. This is the yellow ochre, which is a yellow iron oxide, also opaque. Yellow ochre, I am not a big yellow fan, but I do love yellow ochre. I don't know, I think what draws me to this, and the same with this green and the raw Umber Dark, is the natural, it's like a color from nature. It just reminds me of being outside and all the growth and plant life, and yeah, it definitely gives me all that feel, all those feels. And then Cadmium Deep, or Cadmium Red Deep, also opaque. I'm interested to see how. So much more on the magenta side, but I love how it just, these colors just harmonize together. It's really interesting. That's a beautiful color. It reminds me of a kind of a deep cherry red, real deep though. Cadmium Red Deep. All right, this is the raw titanium matte. It is translucent. It's got almost it reminds me of the nougat. Let's see. Yeah, let's use this. I'm gonna use this over this writing. I want to see how. It's pretty translucent. I gotta get it pretty thick to not see that. Let's see, what do I have that's dry here? That's fun. This would, I think, look really yummy over this Venetian red. Actually, we could come in and get down and see that come through. That's fun. Nice. All right, next up is this blue-green, which is opaque. Ooh, that's yummy. A little pop of bright here. You know, it's considered opaque, but my brush is a little wet, but it doesn't take much to cover. It's amazing how it works so nicely with all these colors, even though it's so much more bright than the others. All right, next is Peach Tone, and this is opaque. That is very opaque. It's a very natural pink color, kind of, not natural, almost, this is, I feel like this is more facial tone than this really is. Okay, this is Neutral Gray 5, very opaque. And it's just really, I love how this bundle was like put together so nicely. Mid-century bundle again is what this is. Just gonna come through, and in the order that they list them as part of the mid-century bundle, I'm gonna go ahead and paint out a line, just like a rainbow of them going across. I'm amazed at how smooth these paints are. They have a little bit of a smell to them. I didn't notice it until I started doing this. So that is all the colors in the mid-century bundle. They're very smooth, have a very creamy texture to them, and are awesome. And like, this still has not even set up, so I'm not quite sure on the texture paste, but in terms of how it comes out of here, it is super smooth and very fluffy, like whipped meringue, really. Very opaque, as we would assume it would be. So I'm excited about trying it out. I'm gonna let this dry and see how that turns out, but I did want to take some time to just kind of play with the colors, let you see them. Again, these are the novacolor acrylic paints. Novacolor is a professional paint brand out of Culver City, California. They're very cost effective in terms of if you want a highly pigmented line of paint. So they're likened, and I don't know this for a fact because I don't use a lot of golden paints. I've used golden, but not on a, but they are likened to golden paints, except for they're a lot less expensive. So anyways, I just wanted to share these with you and just kind of go through brief, just not a traditional swatching, but a swatching so that you can see these colors. All right, well, I decided to get back on here because I just wanted to show you some things that I did. So this is the texture medium that I got from novacolor, and this has got some really, I think you can see that, some really nice texture going on. It's not huge structure, but I'm sure it could be built up, and that is what led me on to exploring it a little bit further. So I've been working on this canvas. I don't usually work on stretch canvas board, but I have all this stuff that I had used to build up when I did my collaging, that I wanted to build up some structure, and I was gonna come back in here with some modeling paste or texture paste. The thing about texture paste is it's kind of like a lightweight modeling paste in that it's lighter weight. Yeah. So I wanted it to be a little bit lighter so it's not as heavy coming off of the front of the hung piece. And so I came in with that. I was surprised at how fast that actually dried. So it was actually dried probably 30 minutes to 45 minutes after I had applied it to this canvas. And this is just some cardboard circles and some grunge board circles. And so I am going to be going in with a second layer now that that's dry, because I really want to build that up nicely. But in this terms of this, it's really nice to see that this texture paste is really holding its structure. Usually people use it for really to like scribe into. So yeah, but I did want to share that so that you would see the results of that as well. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. It was not one of my normal series, but I did want to just kind of share these novacolor, and I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I've been meaning to try their paints out, and this was my opportunity to do so. I know I'm going to get some questions about these label sheets. I just like to use them as under paper because then they're fun. When you pull them off, you get these interesting, depending on what size of labels, or even if it's full label stock, it's kind of fun to use. So, you know, these are CDs, and they have some of these straight ones here. These are just like labeling for CDs. So I had gotten these at a thrift shop for like 99 cents for a full pack. Actually, I think it was like 3 full packs. Anyways, so I thought, oh, you know, I might as well use those. And this center comes out and it creates another circle. So it's just kind of fun to have it as collage fodder. So anyways, I did want to answer questions about label stock. I don't like to throw it away if it's perfectly good and I can use it in some way. So it became collage fodder. So anyways, thank you again for being here. I appreciate you coming and watching stuff on my channel. If you enjoy it and are liking what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel. That helps me out a great deal. If you don't want to subscribe, or if you're already subscribed and you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and put down a comment for me. I will come back and respond to those. So Thank you. You have a wonderful day.